Pressure doesn't exist. Your nervous system just thinks something is unsafe. Pause. Bills aren't pressure. Your manager isn't pressure. Growth isn't pressure. What you're feeling is your body interpreting demand as threat. Let me explain. Your nervous system has one job: keep you alive. It doesn't know the difference between a tiger, a tight deadline, a tough conversation, a dip in income, or someone questioning your competence. It only knows uncertainty, possible danger. So your heart rate increases, your shoulders tighten, your thoughts speed up, you feel compressed, and you label that feeling pressure. But here's the equation nobody teaches. Pressure, demand, but dysregulation. Demand by itself is neutral. Dysregulation is what makes it feel heavy. Two people can face the exact same situation. One feels overwhelmed, the other feels focused. What changed? Not the task, the nervous system. When your body feels safe. When your body feels safe, everything feels like too much. Even small tasks feel threatening. So you don't solve pressure by doing less, avoiding responsibility, controlling everything. You solve it by regulating the body first. Slow breath, loosen jaw, drop shoulders, lengthen exhale. Calm body, clear mind, neutral task. And suddenly, the pressure disappears, even though the task is still there. Pressure isn't your life. It's your nervous system asking for safety. Your body cannot tell the difference between a bill and a bear. Let me explain. Pressure isn't real. It feels real, but it's not coming from the situation. It's coming from your nervous system mislabeling demand as danger. An unpaid bill, that's a number on paper. An email from your boss, that's text on a screen. Your kids screaming, that's sound waves. But your body doesn't decode logic first, it scans for threat. And when it senses too much, it flips into survival, heart rate up, shoulders tight, tunnel vision. Now you call that feeling pressure. But here's the truth. Pressure is demand plus dysregulation. Take away dysregulation, and demand just becomes a task. High performers don't have less to do. They have nervous systems that don't panic when there's a lot to do. Your body can't tell the difference between a tiger chasing you, 47 unread emails, or the story I'm falling behind. It reacts the same way. That's the illusion. When your nervous system feels unsafe, your brain creates urgency stories. I'm running out of time. This is too much. I can't handle this. But nothing is actually attacking you. Your body just hasn't been taught how to stay regulated under demand. When you regulate the body, the pressure disappears. Even if the workload stays. The bills stay, the emails stay, the kids stay loud, but the threat response shuts off. And suddenly, you're not under pressure. You're just handling life. Pressure in your life isn't real. It's manufactured. You're not behind, you're being rushed.
Urgency is one of the oldest control tactics in existence. Act now. Limited time. Don't miss out. Respond immediately. Your nervous system hears one thing: threat. Pressure isn't the task. Pressure is your body interpreting demand as danger. Bills aren't pressure. Deadlines aren't pressure. Growth isn't pressure. Pressure ex demand dysregulation. If your body feels unsafe, everything feels urgent. Here's the illusion. Most urgent things would still exist tomorrow. But urgency hijacks your biology. Faster breathing, tight chest, tunnel vision, short-term thinking. And when you're dysregulated, you're easier to control. Because urgency bypasses logic. It moves you from conscious choice to reactive survival. That's not productivity. That's nervous system manipulation. Real power is this: slow your body first, then decide. When your nervous system is regulated, urgency collapses. The task might remain, but the pressure disappears. Next time you feel pressure, ask, is this actually urgent? Or does my body just feel unsafe? Because calm people are hard to control. Follow for more on mastering your nervous system, so you can choose your life instead of reacting to it. Most of the pressure in your life isn't real. It's manufactured. Most of the pressure, most of the pressure, most of the pressure, most of the pressure, most of the pressure in your life, most of the pressure in your life, most of the pressure in your life, most of the pressure.
If you've ever felt pressure in a relationship, it wasn't love. It was your nervous system trying to survive. Urgency in relationships sounds like,
we need to fix this right now.
why haven't you texted back?
If this doesn't change, I'm done.
We can't go to bed like this.
That feels like intensity.
It feels like passion. It feels like something big is at stake. But here's the truth. Most relationship urgency isn't about the problem. It's about fear of disconnection. Your body reads distance as danger. Silence feels like abandonment. Delay feels like rejection. Conflict feels like loss. So your system creates pressure. Pressure, emotional demand, dysregulation. The mind says,
Fix it now.
the body is really saying,
I don't feel safe.
and here's the illusion. You think resolving the argument will remove the pressure. But pressure doesn't disappear when the issue is solved. It disappears when the body feels secure again. That's why some couples solve the same fight 50 times. They're trying to regulate through control. Regulated love moves slower. It allows space. It can say,
Let's pause. I care about you.
we'll come back to this. When the nervous system is calm, connection doesn't feel fragile. And when connection doesn't feel fragile, urgency disappears.
If it feels like everything must be fixed immediately,
That's not intimacy.
that's survival mode.
And survival mode will always call itself love.
But real love,
Real love feels steady.
Workplace urgency is usually fake, and your nervous system is paying the price. If everything is urgent, nothing actually is. Pressure at work isn't about workload, it's about perceived threat. A manager says, "We need this now." Your body hears, "If I don't perform, I'm unsafe." So your nervous system shifts into survival mode, heart rate up, tunnel vision, short temper, cortisol spike. And here's the dangerous part. Urgency feels productive. But urgency is not productivity. Urgency is dysregulation plus demand. When leadership doesn't know how to prioritize, they create artificial pressure to compensate. Stacked deadlines, email marked high priority, constant follow-ups, quick question. Circle back. Just one more thing. That's not workflow. That's unmanaged anxiety being distributed down the chain. Burnout doesn't come from hard work, it comes from sustained nervous system activation. When you're in constant urgency, your brain shifts out of strategy mode and into reaction mode. You stop thinking long-term. You stop improving systems. You just survive the day, and surviving the day feels like working hard. But it's not growth, it's depletion. Here's the shift. When you regulate first, you separate demand from danger. You can look at a task and think, "This is work, not a threat." Calm people outperform urgent people long-term, because calm allows clarity. Clarity allows prioritization. Prioritization eliminates fake pressure. If you feel constant urgency at work, it might not be workload. It might be a nervous system trained to treat emails like predators. Regulate the body. The illusion dissolves.
Feel behind. It's not because you're failing. Your nervous system is addicted to scarcity. Scarcity isn't about your bank account. It's about your body. When your system feels unsafe, it scans for what's missing. Not what's working, not what's stable, not what's already enough. Missing. So even when you're doing fine, your brain whispers, "Not enough. Move faster. Do more. Catch up." That's the loop. Pressures demand dysregulation. If your body is regulated, demand feels like growth. If your body is dysregulated, demand feels like survival. Same life, different internal state, completely different reality. Scarcity is a nervous system habit. And urgency? Urgency is the illusion that keeps it alive. You don't break scarcity by grinding harder. You break it by increasing internal safety. When the body feels safe, capacity expands. When capacity expands, not enough disappears. Even if nothing outside you changes. That's the shift.
Urgency is usually fake. Your nervous system just thinks you're in danger. Watch. When something feels urgent, an email, a deadline, a crying kid, a bill, a text message, your body spikes first. Not your logic, your body. Heart rate up, chest tight, thoughts speed up, and your brain labels it. Act now, fix it, move. But here's the truth. Urgency is demand plus dysregulation. If your body is regulated, a deadline feels like a task. If your body is dysregulated, a deadline feels like survival. Same situation, different nervous system. So how do you break it in real time? 3 steps. 1, slow your exhale. Longer out than in. This tells your body,
not dying. 2, drop your shoulders, physiology first. Thoughts follow. 3, say this internally. This is uncomfortable, not dangerous. That one sentence separates urgency from reality. Because most of what feels urgent isn't life or death. It's just activation. When you regulate the body, time expands, clarity returns, and the emergency becomes a task. That's how you break urgency while it's happening. Not by thinking harder, by calming the system.
Calm people don't have less stress. They just have more power. If you lose control under pressure, you lose leverage. Pressure isn't force. Pressure is your nervous system's interpreting demand as threat. 2 people can walk into the same room, same deadline, same bills, same conflict, same expectations. One spirals, one stays steady. Who has the power? The calm one. Because calm, regulated nervous system, clear thinking. Clear thinking, better decisions. Better decisions, long-term leverage. Most people think power is intensity. It's not. Power is staying centered when others destabilize. When someone raises their voice and you don't, you win. When the market drops and you don't panic, you win. When your boss applies urgency and your body doesn't spike, you win. Pressure only controls you if your body reacts. Calm people aren't passive. They're dangerous because they don't get pushed. They respond instead of react. And the person who responds is the person who steers the room. Pressure isn't real. It's a nervous system event. Regulate the body, and the illusion disappears. Calm isn't weakness. It's leverage.
Most people confuse urgency with responsibility, and it's quietly destroying their nervous system. Urgency feels like pressure. Responsibility feels like clarity. But most people were trained to treat them as the same thing. Urgency says, drop everything, this has to happen now. Responsibility says, this matters, let's handle it correctly. Very different energies. Urgency floods your nervous system. Your heart rate spikes, your thinking narrows, your body goes into threat mode. That's not productivity. That's survival. And when you operate from survival, you make worse decisions, miss details, and burn out faster. Responsibility works differently. Responsible people are calm. They look at the problem, assess the variables, and then take the correct action, not the fastest action. Here's the secret most workplaces never tell you. Urgency is often manufactured. Managers create urgency to push output. Companies create urgency to increase speed. Society creates urgency to keep people reactive. But responsibility doesn't need pressure. A regulated nervous system can handle more responsibility than a stressed one ever will. Calm people actually carry the most weight because they aren't reacting. They're responding. So the next time someone tries to inject urgency into your day, pause and ask yourself one question. Is this actually urgent? Or just important?
Because when you remove the illusion of pressure, responsibility becomes much easier to carry. And ironically, that's when your performance actually goes up.
Final truth about urgency that most people never realize. Almost none of it is real. Urgency feels powerful. Your heart rate goes up, your thoughts speed up, your body says, move faster. But here's the problem. Most urgency isn't created by the situation. It's created by the nervous system. Your brain is wired to treat demand as danger. A deadline shows up, your manager asks for something. A bill hits your inbox, and the body interprets it like a threat. So your system floods with stress chemicals. Suddenly everything feels like it needs to happen right now. But when you step back, something interesting happens. Almost nothing actually required panic. Most problems can be solved calmly. In fact, the calm person usually solves them faster and better. Because urgency narrows your thinking. Calm expands it. Urgency makes you react. Calm lets you respond. This is why the most effective people in the room are usually the quiet ones. They aren't rushing. They're regulating. They let everyone else burn energy while they conserve it. And then they make the correct decision. So the next time urgency shows up in your life, pause for a second and ask yourself, is this actually urgent, or is my nervous system just interpreting demand as danger? Because once you see the pressure illusion, you stop being controlled by urgency. And that's when your real power starts to show.